Hey Converge collectors, so we have a Gundam today, and it is from the EX29 set, and it is of Byg Zam, which is chassis MA-08, and then two of these core booster fighters, which are FF-X7-BSTs. This whole set came out in 2020, it looks like, according to that text in the corner. And the illegal stuff there, some fighters, it looks like it has some stands. This side, just a shot of the thing. No specs. Alright, it looks like you can have options with the stand. It can be standing on the ground or flying through space, I guess. But maybe those feet are different. Alright, as I open this up, we can look here at fandom. So it was a mobile armor developed by the Principality of Zeon. Here the Mobile Suit Gundam. And let's see here. Stats wise, it's pretty big, 60 meters tall, around 2,000 tons, 4 fusion reactors, and here in the story, mega particle cannon, a bunch of cannons to prevent mobile suits from approaching. It can only operate for 20 minutes. It has 3 pilot seats, a pilot, a radar operator, and a gunner, but it can be single piloted with assistance of computers. Alright, let's just look at those images now. Some scissors. Looks like we got the stand pieces here. I was debating getting this at all, you know, because it's definitely not an attractive looking robot to me. It's not an attractive mobile armor, but I just figured it would go up in price. This is from 2020, I'll probably chew on that later. Oh, I see, so we have the optional feet, it looks like, and some antennae. Careful not to cut those antennae. We'll save the fighters for later. Let's do the big guy first. Well, I guess I should just cut it for now. I just don't want to bring out the parts and get all confused because I'm a moron. Ooh, careful cutting that. Alright. I'll save that bag for later. Alright, instruction-wise, not much to it, I guess. The antennae, legs and feet, and the stand, depending on which one. Alright, let's look at the body here. You know, I think this is hard plastic, like the plastic of a model kit. Or I could be wrong, hold on. Yeah, that's hard plastic. You don't want to be bending this. Here's the bottom. You got 3 really nicely detailed thrusters. Look at all the molded ridges inside of this thing. Very cool. And then on the outside as well, ridges. And then a bunch of conduits and pipes and greebly effects. Large venting surfaces here. And then here all those perimeter guns to keep things from approaching. It's just such a strange design. And then this must be the big mega particle cannon. I kind of want that to move up and down, but it's not giving me the impression that it can. It's a real shame. It feels like they could have easily molded that as a separate piece with a pin, so you can move it up and down, but nope. Now this thing is soft plastic, like vinyl. Inside there, you can see, well, hopefully, yeah, there's a bunch of molded details. The gunmetal paint didn't do a good job, though. I have to go in there and add some paint yourself. It's so deep, though, it's kind of hard to see because it's in darkness. And then here is just a big, this is going all the way in there. Look at that, that's just all hollow in there. So now we have black paint on accenting here. Looks like a rain gutter or something. Whole bunch of grooves around this whole perimeter, top and bottom. Little details there, don't know what those would be. I like how there are these little separator fins between here. Okay, it looks like 4 thrusters coming out the back. No paint though. Parts are gonna go in there, and then does this come off? No. Sadly, these windows are just painted black. I feel like this should have been a clear piece of plastic, and maybe have this whole mono eye thing rotate or something. Yeah, so it's nice that this pink mono eye can spin a little bit, but it's like the mono eye of a regular Zaku, not a giant Byg Zam. It is nice that it spins really freely, but you saw it actually spun all the way around. You can hide the whole thing. So I guess this cap doesn't... Oh, does it come off? It does. Yeah, I feel like this is really small and weak. It's just a painted pink surface. I think that could have been like clear, like a jewel bead or something. Let me pop it back in there. I want to see if I have enough clearance to add my own jewel bead. No, it's so close to the edge you can't add anything on top of that pink. But I feel like they should have had a big round thing like that big with the mono eye on it. You could spin the whole thing around inside this whole area, and then if these were clear windows, then that would have been a lot cooler. So it's too bad. Okay. I'm going to put the antenna on last because if I drop it, they're just going to break. So here's a leg, and there's an L shape on this side and a T shape on this side. So this L shape one was going here. So that one's in. Let's look at this leg. There's 3 boosters here, gunmetal joint and kneecap. Does this come off? No, it doesn't. Yeah. Okay. So the T-shaped one goes on this side. Now these legs seem like they are PVC. They have that softness to them, or softer. They don't seem like they'd be brittle. So it's a different green entirely, the legs, than the top body. Which is actually fine. Look at the cartoon image there. Okay. And then the feet, if we have the standing feet, now there's different shapes here. What's going on with this one? I think this one goes here. Alright, so that's on kind of, sort of. It's a really short peg. So it's kind of silly. I think with the leg this big, they could have had a hole on this side and just a big pin on this side. And so you'd have more surface material. This, I feel like, is going to fall off very easily. Alright, well anyways, there's a lot of detail here. Purple paint, and it's got grooves on the bottom of the feet, a big thruster in the middle, gunmetal colored arms attaching those feet. There's a big fin back here. This is soft plastic. Yeah, so this one's nice. Not going to break. And then it's got these little ribs that are apparently going to match the legs. But yeah, I just don't like how it's mated. I feel like a long pin in the hole would have made more sense. I guess that's in. Now look at this. Now the feet are all warped, but it's soft, so you could put it in hot water and bend them back. But you know what? As it is, it stands, even if the feet aren't really flat to the ground. So it's not a big deal. Yeah, you don't really need the stand at all. But it is back heavy. So let's see. Which of these stands? This is the flight stand probably because it's taller. Let me just prop this into on the stand itself and let's see how well it works. Alright. Does this pivot? No, it doesn't. It seems like it might be a separate piece, but yeah, I don't know. There's no need to remove it. I guess this just goes around an engine. It's supposed to go around the middle engine. Yeah, so it just kind of rests on that middle engine. So there's no way that can fall over now. So that's a nice stand. Now that that's secured, I feel confident adding these antennae. I don't know if there's a shape involved with this antennae. No, because it doesn't matter. Alright, so this green antennae I think is rigid plastic. It does. Yeah, I wouldn't go bending that too much. Alright, so there are those. And then we got these gray fins that have kind of like an intake system or something, or maybe the thrusters at the back. And so this one I think goes on this side. Yeah, I think they're wings slash thrust jet engines or something. And this, again, feels like a more rigid plastic, so it's possible it could crack. So it's nice. The gray line, you know, starts way up here, then it curves out and it actually becomes the wing. So you can see the back there. It's a really unique design. Now you see the foot fell off, right? And this leg fell off too. There's just not enough length. The legs also, I feel like they could have just had a round hole and a round peg, so then you can actually twist the leg as well. I don't understand why FusionWorks designs a lot of these parts to remove articulation when they could have it. Oh, I see. Now I know why. I'm correcting myself. This leg can't rotate because it's literally colliding with this surface here. But even so, this peg needs to be longer. This should be just longer, and that hole should be deeper because there's obviously a lot of space in order that it could be done. Yeah, this foot just fell off. It is labeled R2, so that's the right foot. But just doesn't want to stay on. It looks like the wing here goes in the back. So, okay, that's it in standing mode. Let me swap this to flight mode and let's take a look at this. So, much taller. Yeah, his feet are barely on. So it's the same foot, it's just obviously bent down, the toes are bent down. So this is R1, and so that's the right side there, I think. Yeah, this is supposed to go here, but it doesn't, again, want to really go in there. It's just too short. Okay. Yeah, see, this leg wants to fall out. Alright, let me jam this up here in the middle thruster. Okay, there it is in flight mode. I guess that's cooler. I think I like it in the flight mode. I'm going to leave it in that mode. Well, the next one is the FFX7 BST core booster. It's weird looking. I guess I think it's an add-on to a core fighter. Like, this is a core fighter and this is an add-on to it, according to this webpage. But what's weird is that this wasn't featured in the original show that this was featured in. I think maybe the core fighter was. Anyways, here's the text down here as to explaining its purpose and stuff like that, if you want to read that right now. So these things came in these little cardboard protectors, which is nice. You know, keep the fins from getting bent, I imagine. They're duplicates, but the numbering, the printing is a little bit different. This is number 5, this is number 6, but otherwise I'm pretty sure they're totally identical. Yes. Although you'll see here, the cardboard, it wasn't spread out enough. These are relatively flat wings. These are kind of curved up. Again, you can put them in hot water and bend them straight if you want to. This one's got a bunch of molding flash problems there. Alright, well, they just come with these tiny stands here. Let's see. I don't know which way. I guess it has to be this is the bottom, because this only goes in this way. It also has a shape to it, like an L shape. So that's that. And then this one, same thing. Okay, now there's an L shape on the top end as well, which I guess goes in this direction here. Alright, so that one. And then let's just actually review this one since it's off the standstill. Oh, and actually, let me also... This text said it works in space and in atmosphere, this fighter plane or whatever. Alright, well, the cockpit is painted a nice metallic blue. So that's nice. The windows are a little bit recessed. And then the rest of the blue is like a matte finish, medium blue it looks like, with some white, some red, some intakes here. And then, yeah, the tampo printing of the numbers is a nice touch. Not too much going on in the bottom though, just some ribs there. Looks a little messy though as well. This groove is unnecessarily wide. The jet engines there seem okay. These two here are really deep. Alright. That there wasn't one go in so far. Alright. These things, they're kind of weird looking. I don't know if they're bent. Like it looks like it's arced this way. Right? I don't know if this thing should be pointed downwards more, like that. But even if it was, it's still a goofy looking air jet fighter thing. I almost feel like it would have been better if it didn't come with these two and this thing was just cheaper. Right? Why do I need duplicates of this? Maybe that was a scene in the show or something. Yeah, so definitely, well, I don't know what to say. I think the set is kind of silly. It's clearly mimicking something that actually happened in animation. This must be a newer animation where these things are taking this on. But, alright, maybe they should have just had one of these core fighters and had a cheaper set. I feel like I don't need to have two of the same mold. I'm also not understanding why the stands are designed this way. It's just a strange stand. It's almost like it belongs to something else, like it attaches to something else, but I see no relevance as far as attaching to this. Okay, well, I do like the Byg Zam, as strange as looking as it is. One thing about these old Gundams, you gotta give credit to whoever designs these things. They are designing some really strange, unique looking vehicles. I could never think of something that looks like this. It's just so unique. I can't say it's very attractive, but it's definitely unique, and that alone, I think is worth me taking the time to look at it. Hopefully you enjoyed looking at this too, or maybe you didn't enjoy it, but you're still watching, right? Alright, well thanks for watching today. I'll see you guys in the next Converge video.